Hey, everybody, off the Mike Sports Network here. We're going to talk some NBA because we're going to be narrowing it down. A couple teams are going to be eliminated in the second part, the 9-10 games in each, both the Eastern and Western Conference. It's Bulls Heat, and then it's Kings Mavs. So, one thing I want to talk about here um, is in relation to one of those teams in the play in, and that is the Dallas Mavericks because there has been some quotes that have come out from Nico Harrison in regards to this trade, and he continues to stand on the hill that he was right in trading Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. A move, by the way, that may change the course of not just these two franchises, the Lakers and the Mavericks, but the entire NBA, because the Lakers are the third best team in the Western Conference this year. They have a realistic shot to win the West and potentially win an NBA championship. Yes, I said that on here. All you Thunder fans who want to get up in my mentions and get offended, the Lakers can absolutely win the Western Conference this year. And you know what? Hell, I would be concerned if I was a Cavs fan or I was even a Celtics fan. The Lakers are a dangerous team. LeBron looks as fresh as he ever has. Luka looks rejuvenated. And, once he got past that hill of the whole Mavericks thing and got some of that closure. Like, this team is really good. And JJ Redick deserves a ton of credit. But let's talk about the Mavs here for a second, because in all likelihood, they're probably going to lose to the Sacramento Kings tonight. They are. And even if they do, having to go face Memphis on a short turnaround, I just don't have a ton of optimism. I do actually think, listen, Mavs could get on a little bit of a heater because they're starting to get a little bit more healthy. But without Kyrie Irving, I just don't see a lot of staying power, even if they were to somehow win a couple of games and get to play Oklahoma City. I do think whoever wins this game between Sacramento and Dallas has a fairly decent chance to beat Memphis, because Memphis just, like, they came back from 20 down, but then they couldn't inbound the ball at the end of the game against the Golden State Warriors. So the thing that really sticks out to me is just Nico Harrison's just consistent, um, just constant, need to, prove everybody right. Like, the reality is, the only reason the Mavs are in the play-in right now and even in a position to potentially make the playoffs is because the Phoenix Suns were an even bigger disappointment. And they like, the Mavs were literally, like, especially with Anthony Davis out for an extended period of time, Kyrie Irving out for the season, they were begging the Suns to take number 10 away from them and just send them to the lottery. But here we are. The Mavs are playing. They're in Sacramento. Sacramento, another team that traded away a star player, not as high profile with De'Aaron Fox, and they've actually turned out pretty well. I mean, they beat my Cavs, and they actually beat my Cavs, I think, twice over the course of the last couple months of the season. So, like, this is like DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine are talented players. Like, and Domantas Sabonis is one of the best bigs in all of all the NBA. So, like, when you look at this, I think Sacramento is going to win, and then we're going to have to sit back and reflect on what the hell happened with the Mavs. And Nico Harrison and Rick Welts, their CEO, they go meet the media 2.5 months after they made the trade. They don't allow anything to be recorded, which is just cowardly as far as I'm concerned. And they're just running away from this decision. And yet, when it's convenient that you can just talk up a big game saying, I believe in defense, and I believe in what we're doing, I believe in the vision of what we're doing. It's like, look, this is a combination of upper management and ownership, along with a GM doing something petty, and it's bit them in the ass. It's bit them in the ass. Like, this Dallas team with Luka, again, remember, almost a year ago was in the NBA Finals. Yet, not even a year after that, they conveniently think it's a good opportunity to trade him away while he's injured. You saw the emotion in his eyes during that game when he came back, and he clowned them. I think I forgot the number. He went for like 45 points in that game. It's unbelievable that the Dallas Mavericks and Nico Harrison, I understand on some level they're not going to admit that they fucked up. We know it. We know that that's the case. We could see it just clear as day, and we're only 2 months into this trade. They don't have a lot of assets moving forward to build this team. Anthony Davis is not getting any younger. He has always been a brittle player. Kyrie Irving got hurt, tore up his knee, and he's already been an injury-prone player, and he ain't getting any younger. So it's just, I don't get why one, you know, you're consistently trying to like talk up your game and actually try to convince yourself and everyone else that you made the right decision, Nico Harrison. But then to compound it by, hey, let's do this behind closed doors. The media can't record anything. The media, there's no audio, there's no video allowed in this. It's like it's just stupid. And you know, it'll be interesting to see like if this is the end of the season for the Mavs in Sacramento. But you know, even like I said, their ceiling is getting to the 8th spot. That's their ceiling for the season. They will probably get swept by Oklahoma City in the first round if they're able to somehow get 2 wins, both on the road, by the way, having to go to Sacramento, win that, and then having to go to Memphis and then win that. Then I think Oklahoma City is just going to wipe them out. They would wipe them out. So there's no real ceiling to this season, and it's a failure. And I understand that part of it was injury, but still, you shouldn't have made the trade. Stop trying to justify it. It's stupid. I understand why fans in Dallas want to fire this guy because this guy's just too stubborn for his own good. And I understand that part of the message would have been, you know, came through, you know, the front office and management because they didn't want to pay this guy and they didn't think he was worthy of being invested. But that's also a flawed concept. So, like, you can't help but think of like, you know, this is going to be one of the biggest what ifs of all time. And it's already gone down as one of the worst trades, at least in NBA history, maybe one of the worst trades ever. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. We'll have a lot more content coming up here. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.